We are continuing our coverage of a tragic incident in Sauk County after a student was killed while waiting to board a school bus. Plus, police are investigating a suspected domestic violence incident on Madison's east side that left at least one person injured, what we know so far. And the Biden administration's new restrictions on asylum are in effect. We'll take you to Texas, where some 2,200 migrants have crossed the border in just the past 24 hours. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. A horrifying accident in Sauk County this morning. A student was killed after being hit by a truck while waiting to board a school bus. This happened just before 7:30 on Highway 2333 near Northwoods Drive in the town of Excelsior. Tahlil Mahadin is live at the school where the student attended and joins us now with more details. Tahlil, what can you tell us?
Well, that bus was headed here to Webb Middle School. The child who died, as you said, a student here. With several students on board the bus at the time, parents are saying they're having to have difficult conversations with their kids. Now, Sauk County authorities say the terrible accident happened when a person driving a truck failed to slow down in time to stop behind a school bus. The driver swerved to the right to avoid the bus, and that's when the F-150 hit the student. One woman I spoke with says at the time, with little information shared in the immediate aftermath from the school, she and other parents were panicked.
Very conflicted, heartbroken, devastated, and very panicked. I was unsure if my children's friends or any of the children that I've helped care for were on that bus or were the ones being picked up on that bus.
In a message to parents after news broke of the tragedy, Reedsburg Superintendent Roger Rindo said, "This is a truly devastating time for our entire community, and it will have far-reaching effects. We ask that you join us in keeping the students, families, and friends in your thoughts and prayers." The Reedsburg School District is in contact with families involved and currently working to share information about student support programs. That truck driver had minor injuries from the crash that also swiped the back of the bus, but officials say no other students were hurt. Reporting live in Reedsburg, Tahlil Mahadin, News 3 Now.
A very tragic story, Tahlil. Thank you. And in the aftermath of this tragedy, we have a few reminders for drivers about safe driving around school buses. Drivers on either side of the road should slow down as soon as they see a bus's amber lights flashing. Stop at least 20 feet behind them when they see the red warning lights. When passed illegally, bus drivers are authorized to report violations to law enforcement. This is a developing story. Download our News 3 Now Channel 3000 News app. You'll be the first to know as we get more information. It is free to download in your app store. We turn now to weather as a very busy weekend arrives. Julian Seawright previews our first warn forecast.
That's right. It's a very busy weekend, and we're going to start to see a bit more of those showers developing over the next several hours here. We've been monitoring the radar as we are starting to see that lift of that cluster of showers starting to move their way towards Monroe and Janesville and even parts of Lafayette County. Now, over the next several hours, as we get into our Friday evening, we're going to be seeing it be a bit more widespread and even reaching to parts of Dane County. As of right now on our weather patio, we're getting a couple of drops, but nothing very consistent as of right now. We're going to start to see that change as we get into the later parts of tonight. A quick look at our Mother's Day forecast, though. Celebrating Mom's going to be a bit rainy and cool. Temperatures will be into the lower 60s, and on top of it, we're looking for showers pretty much all day long. So make sure that you are planning on having your celebrations for Mom indoors by the time we get into the big day. Taking a look outside as of right now, it's been a gloomy day, but not a lot of shower activity as temperatures have climbed into the lower 70s, but the showers are going to come for the rest of this evening as temperatures start to fall into those lower 60s. By the time we get into tonight, we're expecting upper 50s for our low here in Madison and much of southern Wisconsin. Now, we're going to be planning out the timeline of the rain because we're going to have times of dry and times of just flat out soaking wet weather. We'll be giving that in a few moments. Until then, back to you.
Julian, thank you. Police are investigating an alleged domestic violence-related stabbing and shooting on Madison's east side. Our Arman Rahman is on scene at the avenues of Webb and Rosemary, and he has the latest. Arman?
Yeah, Eric, MPD hasn't really shared much on this case here, other than that they believe that there is no danger to the public and they are in contact with a person of interest. Now, authorities say that person of interest called 911 and they responded to the apartments near Webb and Darbo Drive. Then officers got in touch with an adult male near the apartments on Rosemary Avenue who was allegedly shot and stabbed.
I believe that person was trying to seek medical assistance. I can say that we're investigating this incident as a domestic abuse weapons offense, so there is a domestic relationship that we're looking into.
And that man was taken to a local hospital. Officers told us they do not know his condition at the time. Now, officers cleared the scene behind us here right a little bit after 4 p.m., but they seemed to be concentrated on those two apartments over there in the corner. But other than that, things have quieted down here. For now, live on the east side of Madison, Armand Rahman, News 3 Now.
Armand, thank you. A St. Croix County Sheriff's deputy was laid to rest today after losing her life in the line of duty. 29-year-old Katie Lacing was shot and killed while responding to a drunk driver call last weekend. Flags have also been ordered to fly at half-staff in her honor. Law enforcement agencies from around the state, including the Rock County Sheriff's Office, also participated in a procession after the service.
It shocked us, sent us reeling. And many of us are still in a fog from that. But with the help of the community, the support of the community, and I hope our support of you folks, we're going to get through this. We have to for Katie's memory.
Lacing is the fourth law enforcement officer in Wisconsin to die in the line of duty this year. At the Capitol, lawmakers are gearing up for a busy week, one that promises final details on a funding plan to make sure cities can keep their lights on. Political reporter Will Keneally has more.
Eric, we're looking here at the shared revenue proposal that Republicans are working to hammer out. Now, in just the last day here, it moved out of committee and will likely be on the floor next week. But Republican leaders say that there is still more to hash out.
However, they're still knee-deep in negotiations with the governor's office, Senate, Democrats, and everything. So we decided that we would just bring an amendment on the floor next week.
Despite those wrinkles still needing to be ironed out, Republicans advanced a bill this week that would help fund local governments. They're working to hammer out the specifics, how much each city and county gets. At the same time, Democrats want to take out the restrictions Republicans place on those local governments in return for getting the money. They offered a clean bill.
And so that is where we are starting from. This is not the governor's bill, this is the Republican bill, but making it clean to an extent, remove all the pork that is added for political purposes and make sure that we are representing the people of the state of Wisconsin.
That was voted down, but Republicans said the final bill may reflect some compromise.
But what about the several policy proposals that we've even seen in bill form before that the governor has vetoed? Are a lot of those still going to be in there?
That I don't know. That's what they're all negotiating. Everything's on the table right now.
Now, that bill will likely hit the floor this Wednesday, but there's still a budget to work on. The powerful Joint Finance Committee is meeting on Tuesday, where they are expected to discuss the possibility of pay increases for prosecutors and public defenders. Reporting from the Capitol, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
Starting tonight, UW-Madison will have its first commencement for the spring class of 2023. Tonight's ceremony will start at 5:30 inside the Cole Center. It's for doctoral, MFA, and medical professional degree candidates. Then tomorrow at noon, bachelor's, master's, and law degree candidates will have their ceremony at Camp Randall Stadium. The keynote speaker is former U.S. Attorney General Eric Holder. For more information, including a parking map and shuttle routes, you can head to channel3000.com. Madison East High School students, staff, and community members gathered outside the school today to discuss the state of the school and the shortcomings of the district's proposed budget. Now, right now, Madison Teachers, Inc. is asking for a fully paid and supported staff, lower class sizes, and autonomous teacher time in the classroom.
Our kids are worth it, our community's worth it, and the staff that support them every single day are worth the investment, and we do have the funds to do this. We just would rather pay down debt and fund administrative positions, which is not really a strategy to supporting kids.
MMSD officials responded in a statement saying they support educators' efforts to raise awareness on this very important issue, but the district and other schools are facing the most challenging budgetary cycle in the history of our state. They also will continue to do their best to ensure staff receive the compensation and resources they deserve while remaining fiscally responsible. In Idaho, a jury determined a mother was guilty of killing her two youngest children and a romantic rival. Prosecutors argued that Lori Vallow Daybell and Chad Daybell killed her two children back in 2019. Investigators found the remains of 16-year-old Tylee Ryan and 7-year-old Joshua Vallow a year later, buried on Chad Daybell's property. Former friend Melanie Gibb testified that Vallow Daybell believed evil spirits had taken over people in her life, including her children, and turned them into zombies possessed by a dark spirit. Lori Vallow married Daybell in 2019, just 2 weeks after the death of Daybell's wife, Tammy. After her body was exhumed, the Utah medical examiner determined she died quote, at the hands of another of asphyxiation. Chad Daybell will be tried separately next summer. A killing on a New York subway train has now led to a criminal charge. The Marine veteran who put a fellow passenger into a fatal chokehold turned himself into police. Now, we want to warn you, some of this video is disturbing. Daniel Penny is now facing a second-degree manslaughter charge for the death of Jordan Neely. Witnesses say Neely had been shouting and acting erratically when Penny placed him in that chokehold. The 30-year-old was later pronounced dead at the hospital. He had been struggling with homelessness and had a history of mental illness.
We're closer now to justice than we were a week ago because Daniel Penny has been arrested.
Now, Penny's attorneys say he never meant to kill Neely and that he risked his life to protect others. If found guilty of manslaughter, he could face 15 years in prison. Meanwhile, in Boston, 5 Amtrak workers were hurt after an incident at a commuter rail station. An Amtrak infrastructure maintenance group was working at the Reedville station when transit police say 2 Amtrak trucks collided. The trucks sustained substantial damage. The workers who were on them at the time of the crash were hospitalized. Their conditions are unknown. And coming up, Julian has our complete weekend and Mother's Day forecast. And plus, now that Title 42 has ended, how are things looking along our southern border? We'll head to Texas after the break. And later, the top baby names of 2022. Which names made the list? That story next hour on News 3 Now at 6. And a small slide and a long week on Wall Street. The Dow falling another 9. The NASDAQ tumbles 44. The S&P loses 6.5. We'll be right back.
Ashley's lowest prices of the season mattress sale is here. Come see the newest iComfort Echo and receive $200 in sleep cash and 6-year special financing with no money down. Plus guaranteed best offers on Beautyrest, Tempur-Pedic, and Purple mattresses. Only at Ashley.
As a veteran of our country's armed services, you have already made the ultimate sacrifice. Through no fault of your own, you may be experiencing hardships, such as the inability to pay rent, utilities, or receive other life-sustaining services. The Veterans Rental Assistance Program was created by and for people living in Wisconsin. No Wisconsin veteran should ever have to face homelessness or lose heat, power, or water again.
Get 11% off your outdoor projects at Menards. We have the best quality and largest selection of pressure-treated lumber and decking in the Midwest. An 8-foot pressure-treated 1x4 is only $398 after rebate. Add a beautiful accent to your outdoor project with flowers from our garden center. Mother's Day is May 14th, and Menards has great gifts. Brighten Mom's Day and summer with 10-inch hanging flower baskets. Just $9.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Chevy Silverado HD with Duramax diesel. And the Chevy Silverado with powerful TurboMax engine. No matter what route you take, there's a Chevy truck to get you there. Find new roads. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 LT TurboMax pickups, or current Chevy owners get $5,250 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Ashley's lowest prices of the season sale is here. Get sofas as low as $6 per month, 7-piece dining sets as low as $11 per month, and so much more. Plus 6-year special financing and free delivery in as little as 3 days. Only at Ashley.
Coming up on News 3 Now, a shocking and devastating morning for Reedsburg after a student was killed while waiting to board a school bus. Our reporter is in Sauk County learning the latest on this tragedy. That's tonight at 6.
Home explosion rocks Madison's west side.
Like a bomb went off.
News 3 Now was first on the scene.
I saw the whole thing. 3 babies was injured walking with their mom.
We'll continue to bring you timely updates and answers. News 3 Now, your trusted source for breaking news and continuous coverage. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
For the first time in more than 3 years, U.S. border officials are processing incoming migrants without Title 42. In recent days, tens of thousands of people desperate and determined to get into the U.S. have gathered at the southern border. Laura Aguirre shows us how processing is going and what lies ahead as cities manage the migrant surge.
As the sun rose Friday over many southern border towns, the expected swell of migrants appeared orderly. Waiting lines getting shorter. U.S. Border Authority vans and buses on the move.
We are processing them. We are screening and vetting them. And if they do not have a basis to remain, we will remove them very swiftly.
In El Paso, Texas, there's been no huge rush, no chaotic surge.
We were able to work and be prepared for yesterday. And I'm really pleased of the way everyone came together.
Yet that's not the sentiment in all border towns.
I wrote a letter to President Biden demonstrating and demanding that he declare a national state of emergency due to this immigration crisis.
One legal roadblock late Thursday, a federal judge temporarily blocked the Biden administration from releasing processed migrants into the U.S. before they have their court date notices.
It's a very harmful ruling, and the Department of Justice is considering our options.
While that plays out, U.S. officials are transporting waiting migrants to other crossing locations to speed up processing and any needed removals.
They can go into immigration enforcement proceedings, make whatever claim for relief they might, and if they don't succeed, be removed.
We don't know what's coming in tomorrow. We don't know what will be coming in a week from now. So we'll continue to work together and continue to be prepared.
I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
New asylum rules now in place will limit claims allowed by migrants who travel through other countries to the southern border and closely track migrant families released into the U.S. during the deportation process. That rule drew a lawsuit from the American Civil Liberties Union that argued it breaks with U.S. and international law and puts vulnerable migrants in harm's way. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen says in less than 3 weeks, the U.S. will run out of money to pay its bills. Congressional leaders were supposed to discuss the debt ceiling with the president at the White House today, but that meeting has been postponed to next week. Former President Trump has chimed in to say Republicans should let the U.S. default if they don't get what they want in negotiations, and he has sway with House Republicans. Meanwhile, Majority Leader Chuck Schumer sent a letter to colleagues this morning urging the GOP to take default off the table and added the clock is ticking. Well, here's to hoping we can dodge some raindrops for some of the bigger events you have planned for your weekend. Julian with our first warn forecast.
And that's the best part about it, is that we do have opportunities where we will start to see some dodging of those raindrops. But overall, this weekend is still going to be a messy one. Getting straight into our forecast, our weather headlines. We're going to be expecting some spotty showers throughout the rest of this evening and heading into tonight. But Saturday, we do have graduation for UW students. Congratulations are in order, but one thing to note is that we're not looking for widespread showers throughout the course of the day, but we will start to see some developments of showers or storms going into our Saturday night. Then for Mother's Day, it's just going to be flat out rain for us here in southern Wisconsin. So that's one thing to be prepared for as we get into such a eventful and impactful weekend for us. Now, taking a look at what we have in terms of our radar, not a lot of shower activity for us here in Dane County or much of southern Wisconsin, but we are starting to see a bit of a resurgence of some clusters moving its way across Lafayette, Greene, and Rock counties, which is starting to bring in some rain for parts of Janesville and Monroe, and there was even a couple of lightning signatures. So we could see some isolated thunderstorms as we get into the rest of our evening hours, but we're not expecting this to be rather severe. For the rest of this evening, again, the shower activity is going to be really quickly out of here, so it's brief that we're going to be seeing much rain. But for our dinner time hours and after our, of course, 5 p.m. hours, we're going to be looking for that rain to stick around for just a bit around Dane County before it starts to move a bit more east and out of here for the rest of tonight. But it's mainly going to be spotty showers we're expecting. As we plan out the rest of our Friday night, we're looking for more quiet conditions and cloudy conditions for tonight. But then heading into Saturday morning, again, might see a couple of spotty showers, but it's not going to be very collective. Once we get into lunchtime hour, you can start to see temperatures starting to climb just a bit. We'll see those middle 70s once we get into our Saturday afternoon, but spotty showers is all we're really expecting, and some of the rain might not even be hitting the ground. Once we get into Saturday night's transitioning into Sunday morning, It's a bit different. You can see the system starting to come its way from the western side and spread throughout all of southern Wisconsin and even parts north of the Dells throughout our Sunday morning and even going into our Sunday afternoon. The rain is not going to be really going anywhere until we get into our Sunday nights, leading for more quiet conditions going into next week. How much rain we're expecting can vary, but we're not expecting a whole lot of rainfall from this system. We were showing earlier into the week where it was close to about an inch, but with the spottiness of these showers, maybe a tenth to a quarter of an inch of rainfall is expected for Dane County. Areas to the southwest might see a little bit more. But once we're done with this weekend, next week is going to be pretty favorable for us. Lower 70s, plenty of sunshine, but a bit of that changes as we get into next Friday. We're going to be seeing a bit cooler temperatures into the upper 60s and maybe a couple of showers or thunderstorms. Taking a quick look at traffic, east and westbound near Monona right now is our slow spot on the Beltline. But otherwise, things are rather smooth as we're getting into the rest of our 5 p.m. commutes. That'll do it for weather and traffic. Over to you.
Julian, thank you. Don't forget about all those moms out there in your life this weekend. But of course, you can always look out for mom all year long. They're usually at the center of all that goes on in any household. And healthcare professionals see firsthand the toll it can take on mom. So they want to remind you to help mom to make time for herself instead of always taking care of everybody else. Moms should ask for and accept help, get the sleep they need, and always prioritize that personal time.
You know, time away from the stress, from the crisis of the day, time away to just sit alone, no devices, hopefully no noise, no distractions.
And she says helping caregivers take this time falls on the rest of the family, and she suggests moms make extra time to get to appointments early and use that extra time to pause, reflect, and simply catch your breath. Coming up, how artificial intelligence could soon be changing the drive-through experience near you. That's next at 5.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Madison Magazine helps you ditch your digital devices and get out of town. Plan your grand escape with 29 amazing road trip ideas, from rustic cabins to spa retreats and everything in between. Madison Magazine, online and on newsstands now.
Want to know right now what the weather will be like tomorrow? Download the First Warn Weather app and you'll get my customized forecast for tonight and tomorrow.
The First Warn Weather app. Get it now. Powered by News 3 Now.
Trust your feet to Morgan's shoes.
Thin Comfort footwear is handmade from the finest of natural products, leather-lined and expertly crafted, made with great care to ensure a first-class product that Thin Comfort is known for. Thin Comfort, meticulously handcrafted in Germany and loaded with arch support. You can be assured that Morgan shoes will properly fit you in your new Thin Comfort shoes.
Comfort with style. Trust your feet to Morgan Shoes.
Morgan Shoes, Hilldale.
Did you leave the lights on?
No.
What the?
I'll go check it out.
I'm not a raccoon whisperer, but I can help you upgrade all this.
With free installation on Felco windows, siding, doors, and roofing, plus no money down and no interest for 1 year. There's never been a better time to upgrade your home.
This offer ends soon. Hurry. Call now.
Call 866 for Felco. This is how legends are.
2024 Chevy Silverado HD with Duramax diesel. And the Chevy Silverado with powerful TurboMax engine. No matter what route you take, there's a Chevy truck to get you there. Find new roads. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 LT TurboMax pickups, or current Chevy owners get $5,250 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
A supper club, a place that serves supper. We started off with a house coffee, garden salad, a potatoes au gratin, bacon-wrapped scallops. Hello, little friends. Old-fashioned. That's superior.
It's Steinhoffel's Memorial Day
Day sale. Right now, save up to $900 on Beautyrest adjustable base sets. Beautyrest Queen mattresses start at only $449. And when you upgrade to a Beautyrest Black, you'll get $300 in Steinhaffel's cash and a $100 MasterCard rewards card. Beautyrest Black Queen mattresses start at just $44 per month when you use Steinhaffel's special 72-month financing. Shop in-store or online at steinhaffels.com.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Artificial intelligence could soon be taking orders at a drive-through near you. Matt Christensen takes a look at the pros and cons.
Remember watching the Jetsons and the technology they had? Well, that technology is now coming to a fast food restaurant near you.
Welcome. Would you like to try the double mushroom Swiss 2 for $6?
AI is ready to take your order. Checkers in the Quad Cities has used the technology for the past 8 months. Checkers owner Brian Keel explains how it's used.
It's going to immediately ask, would you like to try the double mushroom and Swiss 2 for $6? And then whatever the guest says, it will react to that. It's crazy. The guest will say, oh no, but do you have slushies? And then they'll come back and say, well, yes, we do have slushies. We have this, we have that, you know. And they'll just start a conversation.
So how's it going?
Classic or bacon barbecue mother cruncher?
Let's go classic.
AI does it perfectly. Typically.
Customers say AI takes some getting used to. And sometimes you have to choose your words wisely.
Well, there's certain key words for things on this in order for you to take your order. Like, let's say you want a chili dog with cheese and no onions. You have to make sure you say chili dog. You can't say chili cheese dog. Otherwise, the computer gets confused and then it takes your order wrong.
But AI gets smarter the more orders it takes.
It's going to continue to improve. It's just going to, you know, because every time AI makes a mistake, we take a picture of the order and we send it to the support team, and that mistake rarely happens again.
Keel says AI isn't taking any jobs at Checkers.
Our aim was to help the operations of our restaurant because we were shorthanded, we weren't getting applicants, and this has really helped us do that. Whereas when you drive by Checkers, we'd be open at 2 in the morning. Other places can't stay open past 10 because they don't have the people.
The employees say they like the new system too.
I like it a lot. It makes the job a lot easier.
And the restaurant still has the ability to intervene for customers who have trouble.
Hi, welcome. You had a swirl ice cream cone. It'll be $2.14.
You have some that do not want to speak to a computer, and that's okay. You can request an employee. Or if we notice that they're getting a little frustrated and they don't want to talk to a computer, then we can intervene and finish the rest of the order for the guests.
Both Hardee's and Wendy's have also announced plans to implement artificial intelligence at their drive-thrus. A final check of your firstborn forecast when we come back.
Your John Deere is here. Get yours during our Green Tag sales event. Right now, get your new full-size or mid-size Gator with 0% for 36 months. Get a John Deere now and
power up at Sloan's.
Think Sloan's first.
Fry Construction is celebrating 28 years with a big anniversary sale. Join us to save 28%. That's right, 28%. Many of your neighbors already know how we strive to meet and exceed expectations with each and every project. That's why they voted us Best Roofer 3 years in a row. Experience the best of Madison for yourself with Fry Construction. Act now for 28% off gutters or insulation with any full roofing project. Schedule your free consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
Join the circle of life at the Lion King.
Now on stage at Overture Center through May 28th only. Get your tickets today at overture.org.
Spring into action and save on stressless seating at the Century House. Now get $400 off all classic power recliners, signature base recliners and ottomans, and cross base recliners and ottomans. And get $400 off most sofas and love seats. Imagine how much you can save building your dream sectional. Shop the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
Test 1, 2. Test 1, 2.
He's going to speak now.
The good news, U.S. Cellular gives you $1,200 off any phone with no trade-in needed.
Wow.
So, friend who always has a broken phone can finally get a new one.
Oh, it's just a scratch.
It's broken.
Oh,
It's busted.
we're good. Oh no.
Get $1,200 off any phone with no trade-in needed. U.S. Cellular, built for us.
At Lawton Cates, your life counts is more than just a slogan. Because around here, we're all about comebacks. Whether it's helping you recover after a car accident or return to the job following an injury, it's us fighting the odds and the insurance company to make sure you get the compensation you and your family deserve. No one loves a great comeback story more than Lawton Cates, which motivates us to fight for our clients every day. Your life counts. Lawton Cates. Call us today.
At Foster Funeral and Cremation Services, we honor legacies. Let us take care of the arrangement so you can focus on saying goodbye. Veteran-owned and operated. Experience exceptional care and affordable service with Foster Funeral and Cremation Services.
Run with Sloan's. Meet your Sloan's starting lineup. The John Deere MVP, our 1025R compact utility tractor with 120R loader. Just $189 per month. Get a John Deere now. And
Power up with Sloan's.
think Sloan's first.
On this Friday night, we go on the road with Steve Hartman. How one student miraculously saved a bus full of kids after the driver had a medical emergency. The parenting lesson we can all take from it. That's tonight on the CBS Evening News.
Julian's back. Final check of the forecast.
Well, this weekend's going to be a bit of an up and down, but for those who are worried about graduation tomorrow, tomorrow's mainly going to be dry. We might start to see some showers possible for some areas, mainly going to be isolated, but throughout Saturday, not really big issue with temperatures into the middle 70s. Saturday nights, however, is going to be impacting our Sundays. We're looking for showers and potentially even some storms leading into our Mother's Day to be a bit of a wet one throughout the course of the day, which is why we've been saying all week, you might want to have a plan to just celebrate indoors for Sunday. But next week, it's going to be very favorable weather. Lower 70s, sunshine. Only looking for some changes to that pattern heading into next weekend. A little cooler with some shower chances, but overall, can't beat that weather.
Yeah, it looks like Mom's gift comes after that system comes through on Sunday. Julian, thank you. We're back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. Stay tuned now for the CBS Evening News.